This episode of What If It's Cool is brought to you by Respro Clothing. Respro Clothing, where you can get the latest merchandise from all the stars, including Luke Resner, Som, Savannah Rowe, Nova Nichols, and my personal favourite, Conflict Axiom. So make sure you check out Respro Clothing. You can find them on Facebook and on Instagram. Adrenaline Pro Wrestling presents Never in Your Wildest Dreams, happening December 2nd, featuring the I Quit match between Jason Crash and Kid Valiant. Ticket link is in the description, make sure to check it out. Australian Outlaw Wrestling is back with the Jailbreak Tour starting on December 2nd at the Bowling Club in Geelong, featuring music from Bludger, Who Bastard, Whipworm, and Tone Marrow. Make sure to check it out. Alpha Pro Wrestling presents the two-day event December to Dismember, happening the 9th and 10th of December, featuring the tournament to crown the new Alpha Pro Wrestling Pipeworks Market Champion. Make sure to check it out. And I'm with my co-host, John L. Crossfire. Johnny, how you going, dude?
Up.
All right, and we've got a special guest. This is the first time that we've actually had a guest on the show, which didn't involve John. Jeremiah Kingsley, and how you doing, bud?
You know, it is what it is. I'm good. I'm kid-free today. I'm just excited to talk about wrestling, talk about everything Roxy Ryot, really. So I'm keen and especially that Rumble, because it was phenomenal.
Well, just before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping as always. Firstly, John, how's the health going?
I mean, look, it's pretty much the same as it was last time I talked to you. I'm having a really bad idea today, but it's all shapes and colors and fun stuff, but I'm here.
Anything coming up for you in the wrestling career for you?
Not really. Same old, same old. I think I'm going to miss the next show just because of scheduling conflicts and whatnot, but very excited. We just released the Christmas version of the ECW poster that I did just for a bit of fun. I do have an episode coming out in 2 weeks, roughly, myself and Mrs. Crossfire. So far, it's winning the poll. We'll be doing a Survivor Series themed episode to drop either the day of or the day before. But yeah, pretty much just chilling, man. I got a Nintendo Switch. I afterpaid it. It's pre-owned. I'm playing a lot of fucking Disney because I'm a child.
Aren't we all? That's all right. As long as you're having fun, and I still cannot wait for ECW. I can now confirm something though, which is can't believe I have to say something here. I won't be able to make it that time because I can't take the time off. So I'm pretty shattered about that one, but it is what it is. But hopefully,
I can confirm as of this week that I can't make the Rumble show for MXW, so I'm going to miss out on meeting both of you because I have family coming up next weekend now. But
oh yeah, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Right?
Yeah. For Jeremiah, what's coming up besides MXW's Rumble? What else is coming up in your career?
So at the moment, I've got some things planned for 2024. Southern Territory Wrestling. Got some things there that are in the works. I'm training with EPW still, and hopefully I'm going to bust my ass enough so I can get on their showcases as well. And I just want to wrestle, man. Like biggest thing for me is I'm trying to help with my roles backstage and stuff like that to make all wrestling or Perth wrestling just as a whole something great and something good. And it doesn't matter where I work or it doesn't matter where anyone else works, as long as we're all doing the same thing. So we're all trying to do the same thing. So yeah, I'm just happy just to be wrestling and just being part of it. So yeah, looking forward for a big 2024 because 2023 has been pretty
Yep. Totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just try to make the rest of 2023 much more memorable.
Yep. Well, I am wrestling. I believe EPW. What they've been doing now is they've been doing trainee shows, and these trainee shows are closed off to the public. So it's like friends and family. It's just to give the guys and girls who aren't ready yet just to perform in a crowd on a regular an opportunity to wrestle in front of a crowd. At least it's people that they know. So and considering I'm not on those showcases yet, they kind of look for people that have worked before as well to work with these guys, and I throw my hand up every time. So It's looking likely I'll be wrestling on the December the 2nd, next week. I'm keen for that as well too, and at least I'll get another match in after MXW for 2023, and then all guns blazing for 2024.
Beauty. Well, what are we reacting to today, boys?
Oh, I do believe we are reacting to the Roxy Ryot Memorial Rumble, which is why we have one Jeremiah Kingsley on with the show with us today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. As always, let's get right into the action.
So just a quick plug as well too. Heel Turn Productions, who that's the YouTube channel where Roxy Show is on, is my little side hustle. I've been trying to get that off the ground since 2020. I make music videos for people, entrances. I edit all the EPW shows. Just all that sort of stuff. So quick little plug. Heel Turn Productions. You need anything? Hit me up. Still get chills. I still get chills.
The craziest thing to me is that this was already August. Like, where the fuck is the time gone? Like,
Almost been 6 months almost.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, she passed on the 6th of June.
Man.
Crazy.
I was going to suck to draw number 1 in this one.
All right. Because you don't want to get copyright banned. Let's block the music.
Actually, YouTube's been pretty good lately, or anywhere else. I've found that music will copyright you, but they won't necessarily block it completely. And just like you won't be able to play it in Russia.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make money.
my wedding video. Speaking of Russia, that's one of the places.
That's my son, by the way.
It's banned in
That's
Russia.
your son?
Yeah, that was my son. That was my daughter that he went up to first.
All right.
Are they the kids that all jumped into the ring at the end of the main event that we reacted to?
Yeah. So Papa Germ here, he's been wrestling for about a year and a bit now. He's kind of like an Eshe almost. In EPW, he's part of the stable called Dos Itswa. Obviously in English terms, that's too sweet. And then so he's I was like perfect guy to start the Rumble, I reckon, just purely because he's got a really good character. But the next guy, I could not start the Rumble without having him. Especially considering his theme music is Sweet Caroline. And he hadn't wrestled since 2019. That was his first match in 4 years. A lot of them actually hadn't wrestled in a long time. Because obviously SHWA had changed hands, and a lot of the guys and girls that were on the show were from that era. Showtime stepped away for a while and did some of his own things, but it was like riding a bike. He went straight in there and absolutely killed it. And I loved having him on the show. So, and the fans loved it too.
Definitely a good scenario to shape the ring rust as well. Like, no one really expects much of you because it's a Rumble, but you still get, X amount of time to get in there and do whatever it is you want to do.
That's it. Like, I had guys there that hadn't wrestled in almost 10 years. But I knew that they would be able to just get in there and do some stuff, and all in the name of Roxy. Like, they jumped out as soon as I mentioned it. And I wanted to get as many people as I could on the show to pay tribute to her, because even though she didn't realize it, or never really kind of saw it, a lot of people did really appreciate her. And what happened to her was really, it really affected a lot. So, just get as many people as I can. And I felt really stupid afterwards, because I'm like, why did I book a 7-match card show with a Rumble? It was like 3 hours long. It was incredibly fucking tiring.
But that just sounds like a lot of fun to me. If you 7 matches and his Rumble, what's so wrong about that?
Well, I mean, I had to shorten the gaps between entrants, so I made it 60 seconds, just purely because otherwise it would have gone the Rumble would have gone for an hour, and I still had 6 or 7 other matches. So I was like, I'm gonna. It started at 7 o'clock, so I didn't want people still there at 11 p.m.
Gotcha.
So the Rumble kicked off the show, did it, in the order?
No. So this was just after. No, I don't think it was. I think it was match. I think it was the third match.
And then like intermission afterwards, or
Yeah.
no, that's smart.
In the weights since his last
Yeah, you
match.
got to give people that break, especially after everything that they've seen. So
I can't remember if I asked you this on the episode that I did with you. Cheap plug. Sorry, Daniel. You have to.
No,
throw
that's all right.
But was this actually the first show, Jeremiah, that you've booked yourself?
yeah, it was the very first show I booked. I organized. I did everything. Everyone else that was a part of it made it what it was. So
Straight into the deep end, but for a good cause. For a good cause.
of course, I can't wait to do it again. I love booking. I love running a show. If I could and I had all the money, maybe one day I'd start my own company. But I need finances for that.
I've actually finally found a building here that's like, let's do it, and I'm like, I can't fucking afford it.
I saw him in the park the other day exercising. He had some headphones on. I said, "Dude, what is that?" He says, "That's me gramophone."
Gotta admit, I'm digging your son's ring work. He's awesome.
No. So my son was in the crowd.
Oh, your son was in the crowd. I thought, can I just say, this kid looks nothing like you.
Nah.
It's his adopted son now because it's wrestling.
Okay, yeah, let's go with adopted son.
I love his tights too. Like I don't know if it's the ADHD or what, but like I'm just always a sucker for like the aesthetics of like the presentation and the ring gear and everything as well.
Who we got coming out now?
We got Daddy Cool, Hayden Zenner.
Like even just the way that it's the two black ropes with the purple in the middle. I just love the little touch of that. It's just.
Well, I went to Bunnings and bought the purple tape, so because I knew it was black ropes that EPW had lent me. And I had a seamstress who made my gear and my jacket. She did the ring aprons as well, and she did all the Roxy armbands too.
Yeah, nice.
Smoke break.
But I feel like in saying that, they always say that like it's the bits in between. It's the little bits that kind of make it what it is, really.
Yeah.
That was sneaky. That was smart, but sneaky.
See, I don't know about you, Jeremiah, but I both love Rumbles to watch them, but there's part of me that hates being part of them because every time you do that fake out, in my mind, I'm like, don't let go, don't let go.
I try and make sure I don't get myself in that position. I'll just lie on the ground until I am having to be eliminated.
There was one Rumble where they're going to make me sound like a massive mark. I basically did a Dolph Ziggler. Like I probably got thrown over the top rope like 40 times. And every time you hang on and threw myself back in. I'm like, in my head, as I'm hanging on, I'm like, one of these times I'm going to slip. Like mid-moment as I'm hanging off the rope, I'm like, I'm going to slip. I'm going to slip.
I think that would be my biggest concern if I was ever to be in a Rumble is that I might fall over.
Like the old Stone Cold. Oh, first
So, little quick backstory. Layla Devine, this was her very first time out in front of the general public. She'd been training for a while. She's one of the hardest workers I've seen at EPW, and I was like, look, there's no way I'm not having you on this show, especially being dedicated to a woman. And I spoke to her prior to the show and said, look, the way I'm booking this, you're going to be a workhorse. Are you going to be okay with it? And she's like, of course. And I think she got the most eliminations in the Rumble, actually.
She got one so far. Let's put that on the board.
Yep.
Daniel's going to have to put a counter up on it every time she throws someone out.
Ebenezer J. Klaus, one of my...
Ebenezer, that is a beautiful...
My comrade, my communist friend. Your
comrade.
My comrade, yeah, he's so he used to own SHWA. He was my manager once before. He's just a phenomenal guy and has been around forever. And that clipboard is fantastic.
Oh,
knock out!
And then he got so upset because he's like, I can't get out the ring. God damn it!
Well, it's funny that you mentioned,
and we'll go with number 2 on that one.
Because like it's the same as people with ring rust. Battle Royals, Rumbles, it's a perfect spot for rookies coming up. My very first taste of action, I was still John the Ref. And earlier in the day, breaking kayfabe, but whatever. I went over with no problems. Fast forward, I'm in my ref pants. I tried to get over. I nutted myself on the second rope, and I literally had to take a second.
Oh,
The guy that went to throw me out was like, "You good?" And I'm like, "Just give me a second." And I'm like, "Okay, let's try again."
I think this is JT. We'll see in a sec. Yes, it is.
Taylor.
God damn.
The Prince of Perth.
Second to the king, as in Jeremiah Kingsley.
Nah, I'm a false king. No, JT's been around for a long, long time as well too. He trained with Lance Storm. He's one of the greatest minds, I feel, in wrestling in Perth, at least, anyways, because he just gets it, and he knows it too, because he ends up having his own way and piss farting around all the time as well.
I'm already loving him just seeing his swagger doing this.
The Prince of Perth. He's the sexiest man alive, is what he says.
Oh God!
Here's another one.
We all know how I feel about Richie Taylor. I'm starting to feel it with JT here.
Yeah, well, he used to come out to Pony, but like a punk rock version of Pony.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Jay Taylor, he's another one that, much like in the main event of this show that we reacted to with Daniel Paul, one of those names that, because like Perth, Western Australia in general, is so secluded from the rest of the country, I've seen his name pop up so many times, but I've never actually really seen, except for bits and pieces on social media.
Oh my God! Is it because I had Craven on here? Is this the guy he was talking about with the oranges in his mouth or something like that?
100%. This is Mr. Thompson. He's got such a great character. He knows how to work a crowd. He gets into everyone's face and just does everything perfectly. Like, he might not be the most athletically gifted wrestler in terms of technicians and stuff, but what he does, it's amazing. And, I mean, you can see there just getting into the face.
Oh my God, he actually reacting. Oh, I was like, he's like, obviously, like, it's a gym teacher gimmick. He actually looks like my actual sport teacher in high school. Jesus,
he literally
Christ.
looks like the typecast, like when they when they cast the PE teachers or sport teachers in the movies, and then like the American movies. That's literally what he looks like. It's like
yeah. Well, not only that, he legitimately is a teacher outside of wrestling. So
bullshit. No, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He is a PE teacher legitimately, so he brought that to life.
He didn't even choose that profession. He was just born, and it's like, you're going to be.
The
Great George. Yes.
I had the pleasure of seeing him at Dream, and he was fucking fantastic. I love him.
Yeah, George is great. George is very unique. He's very he's very eccentric. He's very lovable, especially he's very intelligent in the ring as well too when it comes to working a crowd.
Oh hell yeah.
And whether it's heel or whether it's face, he delivers every single time. So
do you remember that song that the great George sung about Roxy at the first concert?
Absolutely.
So a little backstory from what the commentators just said then is that the great George, when he first started out, he used to be the Wog Master, the Macedonian masterpiece.
Oh.
And he would come out with a guitar, and he would do like the Great George concerts. And he'd literally just be sitting there in the ring with a guitar and just ribbing or making fun of a face, because he was heel at the time.
Yeah.
And one of the best moments I had was John Dozer in the ring, and he used to come out to Bad to the Bone. And as soon as the track went da-na-na-na-na-na, bang, he actually timed it so perfectly where he grabbed the guitar off George and smashed it over his head. So you go ba-na-na-na-na-na, bang. It was so cool.
Is there any way we can see that footage? Because I would love to see George in his element doing that.
Possibly, I'd have to go back and see what sort of SHWA footage I have. I think I have everything from 2017 onwards, so it should be there. But yeah,
All right.
the next guy you see here, the one with the cheek.
No, don't go. I want you to still be in there, Jason.
Yeah, so the guy that is trying to eliminate him, Cheetor. So he was the second ever Pride SHWA Pride champion, and he hadn't wrestled in a while, but because he's a father of like 4 kids, and he was his brother was already wrestling there as a referee, and then came out as a ref, which I think you'll see in a second because he's the next entrant, Kyle the wrestler, or Kyle Grayson. Yep, there he is. He could do for someone that hadn't been training for so long, like second rope moonsaults, just pulling it out of his ass. Like he was phenomenal what he could do. I think there was a spot at an Ascension where he was able to flip. I think it was a what do you call it? It's like a moonsault, but he's still got you in like the military press or something. I can't remember, but it was like a huge big flip off the top rope, and he landed it perfectly. It was freaking awesome.
Wow. I think the only reason why I like Cheetah is because he looks like King from Tekken.
Well, he came out to the theme song, Super Cats.
Also kind of gives me like Prince Puma vibes when Ricochet was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Thundercats.
Thundercats.
That's what he came out to.
Shout out to Daniel Paul's friend TJP when he used to be Puma.
Yeah.
Just Puma. Oh, there's another elimination there.
Not to be confused with King Puma from Prince Puma from.
That's what I just said. Ricochet is Prince Puma, and then so just Puma for TJP when he was in the X Division early on.
I still remember when someone told me about Prince Puma, and I was like, oh, you mean TJ Perkins, right? And I was saying all this stuff. He goes, no, this is another guy. I went, what? And then finally, when I got a hold of some Lucha Underground footage, I was like, oh, this guy's actually pretty good.
So this fella here, Joe Hagen, when he first started with EPW, he had very, very long hair, and he was like a face. He was known as Captain Confidence. Bright fluoro green shirt or gear with orange as well. But then he changed it up. He turned heel, and he became like the bully. He just became like a bit of a monster and just started bullying people around and throwing them around and everything else. And now currently he's joined up with Mr. Thompson as part of the locker room leadership program. That's their stable.
Love it. But that lariat when he first got in the ring, though, I think that proves your point.
Yeah, Hagen's a good dude.
As a complete side note, though, if you go back and find that footage of the Great George, you could literally probably put it on loop for about 15, 20 seconds and then like redub the music over the top. That would 100% go viral on TikTok, surely.
That so would.
Because it's like there's the ones going around now, and it's like and it's Shawn Michaels like super kicking people and
yeah, with the Prince song. Was it?
Yeah,
All right, this fella, Christian Hayes, this was his debut. So he'd been training for a while. He moved over to Brisbane. He is trained with 3 Count as well, up there with Bobby Bishop.
3 Count.
Yeah,
Bobby Bishop. I'd 100%. Like if you have the
beautiful spine buster.
Second debut in this Rumble too, if you're keeping track. But if you have the means to fly up there and train with Bobby and Lucille, who is now retired from active in-ring competition, fantastic school.
I've reached out to Bobby and I've told him my infatuation for him ever since the day I saw that video of him getting in the ring with the Thor hammer, and then everyone just bumped as soon as he landed it on the ground. Like it was just, yeah, I've loved Bobby ever since. So I've already spoken to him about Wide Bay and a couple other bits and pieces. So hopefully in the future, I could get up there and at least meet him in person and stuff. But yeah, Christian Hayes, he loved this. He was so nervous about everything, but he's like, I got to hit my spine buster. I've been working on that hard, and he's like, yep, cool, do it straight away then. And
gotta get that shit in, brother.
Yeah, and he did really well. Super proud of him. This guy,
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train. This guy.
Now, I've seen some footage of him. Explain, why is he called Crazy Train?
No idea why he's called Crazy Train. He came out to Crazy Train, literally.
I was about to say, please tell me, because it's like muted currently. I'm like, please tell me that's Steve.
He came out to Crazy Train. He
Excellent.
was at the beginning at Schwa, so he hadn't wrestled in what I feel like was about 10 years.
Whoa, really?
Or maybe 8. I'm not sure. He was.
Okay.
I asked him to come along because he knew of Roxy, but he never actually shared the ring with her. And I figured I'd like a little bit of a nostalgia act, and it's kind of also like a little bit of a send off for SHWA as well, because we weren't going to get a full show. So I figured I may as well just get some of the other guys who hadn't wrestled in a long time, and who were a part of that history, because obviously Roxy was a big part of Schwa's history. And I just wanted to do like a big old celebration.
Number 14 coming now. Tomo's out there. He's having a bit of a break out there.
He actually came up to me like several times before the show, and he would just
And that's number 3 for her.
Yep.
Excellent.
I was like, yeah, get rid of the biggest guy in the room.
Wade Walker. Why does that name ring a bell?
So he's paired up with Del Cano, and he is like a gun for hire.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically, Tomo, I love Tomo. Yeah, he just comes out and just like, so this dude is in his 40s, and that's when he started properly, was I believe when he hit 40, or just after that he started wrestling. So
okay.
And I mean he's one of the biggest guys that I've met to wrestle, but also he doubts himself so much because of his age, and I'm like, dude, you're phenomenal at what you do, because you utilize it with your strength and your size, and
that's number
character
4.
he plays is great. Oh, here we go. It's funny. Layla sits there going, "Oh crap, what did I just do?" Because she panics. She thought she wasn't supposed to eliminate him. I'm like, no. JT actually ended up saying, "Just get rid of me. I'm done."
I always love that in the Rumbles. So like, obviously, like with your run sheet, it's like, okay, this guy's eliminated by this guy. Everyone else, you just kind of pair off, and it's like, okay, you can throw me out.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening. I had it written out, and then near the end, I just couldn't get it all working and lining up. So I was like, you know what, Zenith, you control the rest of it, because he was the workhorse. He was there from 3 right till almost the end. So I'm like, you can just guide everyone to where they need to go, which he did. Eddie Bombay wrestled for SHWA and Schwa. He hadn't wrestled in a very long time in front of a crowd as well. So it was another huge moment, I felt. Eddie's he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met too. So I was very grateful to be able to give him that opportunity to be in a ring again.
He's got some impressive size to him too, and he looks agile as hell at the top. On top of that, although his gear's kind of just giving me Goku vibes. I don't know.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Indian based.
Oh, George is out.
Well, see, George stuffed up because George was supposed to keep his feet on the bottom rope, but he slipped.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're out there and you're trying to like hold on, you're like in your head, you're like.
This wasn't the only up of the show, because unfortunately someone else accidentally got eliminated when they weren't supposed to.
Do you want to tell us when it happens?
Oh, well, don't worry. You won't really be able to see it because it was hard. The cameras didn't really pick it up, but I'll be able to tell you.
So Taehorn.
Taehorn with Mazdek. So Taehorn, Mazdek. I don't know if you know much of Mazdek, but Mazdek was the English interpreter for Eddie Guerrero. He 15, 20, 30 plus year veteran. Sorry. He's been wrestling for a very, very long time through Mexico, Los Angeles, and then he came to live over to Perth. He was with AAW, All Action Wrestling, for a little bit. Then he came to teach us lucha training, lucha class at SHWA. And his last couple of matches with Schwa, and in his career had the Mask Mafia, and it was literally just luchas that were heels that just came out and beat up people. And Taehorn, formerly known as Eric Owens, he had his own little talk show called The Presidential Suite. He was a very big sleaze, but he's also an older man too nowadays, and he was just stoked to be a part of it. And I was like, yeah, man, I got to have you a part of it as well. You had some history with Roxy too, and just to give you a chance to finish up your career at least in having a bit of fun, which is a lot of the guys here that were on there won't probably wrestle again. So it was good to have him a part of it. But this one was the big one.
Who is it? Oh, can I guess? It was Craven. Come on. Come out. Oh, man.
So the story went.
Oh, I know the story, but I want to hear your version of it.
So, because I watched that episode, bastard brought me to tears too when he was talking about it. But so Craven and I from what he said, it was correct. We had a very, very strong rivalry. He's never actually pinned me. I've beaten him. We've had 4 matches. I'm 3-1, but the only reason why I have the L is because I got myself DQ'd. But he's never ever pinned me, which I'm excited with. So the plan was when I saw him at STW, is like, look, I want to have some surprises. He came up with this idea too, by the way. He wanted to lay a kiss on her, and then she hit the biggest move. I think I popped so much for this.
The fireman's carry.
Oh,
Sidewalk slam. Nice.
Yeah, it was huge.
Shades of Victoria.
Yeah. And so I said, look, let's just say that you're unavailable because you're up in Coffs Harbour, you got family things or whatnot. And then I told him afterwards, I'm like, yeah, look, we'll just keep this going, and then you can be revealed as a surprise, and hopefully it was a huge pop. It wasn't a big enough pop, but I was still pretty excited seeing him there and everything.
Yeah, I popped just seeing it on social media. So.
I just still can't believe he lied to me the entire time. He's like, oh yeah, no. I was like, dude, you said you were going to be part of it. And he said, no, it wasn't going to happen. I thought we were friends, Craven. I really did.
Now this next woman, being she's the second woman, a part of the Rumble, Harley Hyde. Currently the STW.
Champion.
Well, she's the Australian Women's Champion. It's not STW. It's just the Australian Women's Champion. He's currently embroiled in a rivalry with Layla at Southern Territory Wrestling.
I just noticed that. That was very well done, that she was kind of like selling, like she was looking at her background.
Oh, there's some more interactions with her in this Rumble.
It was just very subtle that she's like trying to throw the guy over, and then she's like, oh, it's that bitch.
yeah. Layla had so much staff, it wasn't funny.
That's the shit you can't teach, though. Like, that's just the timing.
Yeah.
You wait for it when they start to work together, albeit briefly, and then there's something that happens. Layla, I popped so much when it happened.
I am loving this match. It's so good. Like I know you wanted to react to it for so long, but I think you undersold it. Like I'm really enjoying this.
To be honest, this whole show was literally like a reality from a dream, because I'd always wanted to book my own show. I always wanted to be able to see what I had written down, come into play and actually happen. And everyone that was on this show just delivered more than what I expected. And to be honest, and obviously I'm biased, but this was probably the funnest Rumble I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that'll be.
There's a lot going on, but I mean, because there's no real stories involved in the Rumble, so it was kind of like, yeah, look, everyone can go out, have some fun, and just do some cool shit. Christian Hayes loved this spot. He's like, yes, I spine busted Craven.
I'm like, I got to team with Craven, and I was eliminated within 2 minutes and didn't have any fucking interaction with him. Anyway.
Well, I mean, it's fun that we're talking about a Rumble, because obviously I'm in the I'm in the MXW Rumble, the All for One Rumble on Saturday. So I love Rumbles. I love being a part of.
Damn it!
Wait, are we allowed to reveal that you're going to be in a Rumble? I know you're going to be in a match.
No. I was announced as an entrant in the Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual match was announced afterwards.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I'm here, I might as well destroy some other people in a proper match. Why not?
Exactly. I'm really
See, I'm
looking
biased
forward.
'cause-
I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on Kaitoa and throwing him across the ring.
Like obviously being New South Wales based, I'm like, I got to go with the New South Wales guy. Daniel Paul's Victoria based, and then obviously Jeremiah's he's repping WA, and then the other guy's just the odd one out.
It's funny. I'm like, yeah, book a state warfare match. Where's the Victorians? It's happening in Victoria. It's all good though. I'm just excited for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to get back in there. We're gonna have.
Oh, he's gone.
Yep, we're gonna have some fun. So it should be. Yeah, he
That
hit that hard. He
Jesus.
hit that hard. No, man, MXW. I'm so freaking excited. They are on the up, and they're doing some really cool things. I can't wait to meet everyone.
Yeah, I can't. I seriously can't wait for All For One. Be my first time actually checking out a live MXW show. So, everyone who works at MXW management, please bring more into the southeast or into somewhere
I
close
think
up.
that these entrance numbers were rigged, Jeremiah. We got 3 ducks in a row.
Yeah, we got the 3. I made sure all my ducks were in a row. And
That's exactly where I was going with that.
yeah, no, they're all brothers except they're all step brothers. So Harry Ducks is normally one that gets picked on, but in this rumble, I was like, no. We're all about being together, so you guys can all love each other for a brief period of time.
Or at least a solid 2 seconds before it all breaks down, because it's every man for himself.
Well, actually, no. This rumble they actually worked together, so they didn't turn on each other.
Every single rumble I think I ever did when I was teaming with Tank, he still chopped me, and I'm like, bro, we're meant to be working together. Love it, Mr. Perfect Cell.
Still possibly the favourite to take this out. He's been there the longest, but as you said before, the gas tank on the center is
Oh, Tomo.
limitless.
Absolutely. We've seen this.
Double suplex in the background.
All right, who's next?
I think it's Stella. No, it's Lizzie.
Lizzie.
She's
Yeah,
part of the retrogrades. So tag team of Lizzie
Stella.
Maximus and Stella Nix. Yep. So the old aerobics 80s sort of style.
Skip. There's it go.
Of course, you would sing that song, Johnny.
Well, they actually come out to I Need a Hero.
Oh,
Oh!
which version is it? The original, like Bonnie
The
Tyler
original.
version? Yeah,
You can only come if you're going to be doing a gimmick like that. It can only be Bonnie Tyler. Come on.
yeah. I'm saying
100%.
that the Adam Lambert cover would actually make a very good entrance theme song.
Well,
Adam Lambert makes a cover of that.
Yes,
They're-
it's
they're-
actually really good.
All right.
So their video, they actually have 80s clips of movies. So like Footloose, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yes.
all those sort of 16 Candles, stuff like that, all pop up in various bits before the retrogrades comes out to the screen.
Yeah, I'm just a sucker for like people shit on like wrestling being cheesy. But for me, the cheesier the better. Like
100%. It's all-
100%.
God, have
For me, it's always been character. You can wrestle the house down.
Stella
but-
Nix.
Yeah, you can wrestle the house down and make moves look cool, but I need character. I need to be entertained. If I'm watching a show, I want to be involved with that character, and if they're responding to me, then it's huge for me.
Like, look at the Ultimate Warrior. Like no one actually had any idea what the he was saying, but because he put so much
drawn
stuff
to him.
into that character and the presentation, combined with the colors, it's one of the most memorable characters ever.
Did he ever say anything? Because all I remember was him going, like,
Ultimate Warrior.
We do the thing where it's like me and my mates were like, we should like do a drinking game, and every time he snorts, he's just like, tear down the cockpit door, Hulk Hogan.
oh, that Survivor Series promo that
But
he
the
did.
pilots,
You-
the pilots
you- you
are
drunk by
already
into that one.
dead.
Harry Ducks is outside.
What does it matter?
All right, so the accidental elimination has happened.
What was it?
Ducks that just went out.
Stella Nix.
Oh,
So they went for a suplex, and then unfortunately, over the top rope, she lost her grip and she just fell straight out. She was there. She was there for a hot minute. She was gutted.
Now, who's this gentleman? He looks like he's a veteran.
We're back on.
He is Deli Dud Singh. I had a good rivalry with him in SHWA. Outside of wrestling, he's probably one of my closest friends. He just had a gimmick that worked, like the Indian stereotype. He'll come out and he'll just drop the old Simpson one-liners. Oh, I love the cutters that he do.
Actually, didn't he have a feud with Craven at some point?
Yes, he did. So literally, the Mid-Year Mayhem 2019.
Not
After I
in
beat,
cutter.
so I beat Craven in 39 seconds to win the SHWA Championship in March of 2019. And then we built up for 3 months later for the big rematch, and I think it went for about 20-25 minutes. And right at the end, Delhi Dud Singh, who was out supporting Craven, turned on him, and I retained my title.
That's right. Because
and then they had a 6-month feud.
And we briefly talked about this when I had you on, but I remember actually sharing the video because I was up north at the time, and Craven sent a message to the group chat, and he was just kind of like, can you guys share my promo? And I remember Craven popping out of nowhere, hitting him with the cutter back, and I was just like, it's so subtle, but the fact that it was the exact same move, it's that little things again that just get me. Like, he could have super kicked him, whatever, but the fact that he cutted him back after however many months it had been was just like, oh.
Now, the biggest thing I want to interject, this guy here, Heritor, the Australian Gothic, has been around for a very, very long time. And I was over the moon to have him a part of the show because it hasn't happened in a very long time. But so there were 4 companies at the time. You had EPW, SHWA, STW, and New Horizons Pro Wrestling. And Heritor has been a mainstay of New Horizons Pro Wrestling since its inception back in 2009 or 2008. But there's a stigma over here, unfortunately, that not everyone works together. Like, if you work for one company, you don't necessarily work for another. But for this show, this was the first time we had all 4 companies kind of represented. And he was a part of that, and it was just huge to have him there. So I was stoked. And this man is one of my favorite people. John Dozer. I had my first ever match. He was a part of it. It was a tag team match, me and Roxy versus Dozer and Jared Slate.
Did he want to look like a bumblebee?
Yeah. He's very, very intelligent in the ring. He knows how to work a crowd, something chronic. And he uses his words, and he just has so much fun. And this was the first time he'd been in there for about 4 or 5 years too.
Wow.
And yeah, he's just he was not at Craven because Craven kind of bitched out of it. But yeah, he was he just had so much fun being back, being a part of it. Tomo in his faces, my God.
Is he a Richmond fan? Because like it looks like he's
no. So he used to wrestle in blue and black. Navy blue and black. Navy blue and yellow. Sorry. But yeah, I love this part.
Does Tomo have social media handles? Because I'm gonna have to remember to follow him after this. I'm instantly in love with this character work. I
don't think he has one. Oh, you're talking about Delhi?
No, Mr. Thompson on the outside.
Tomo, yeah, he has one for sure.
Antics in the background, just.
Oh, with John on this one, I'm fucking loving it.
The way they just zoomed in on the crazy eyes too was very well done.
Oh.
Now, Faisal's a very athletic dude.
Springboard. I didn't see what the actual springboard was because my fucking screen lagged right at the wrong.
Yeah, my screen's lagging the whole time, but it's fine.
Yeah, sorry, boys. Unfortunately, Zoom doesn't do that.
It's all good. You did a springboard water maneuver.
Such good shit.
By the dog. Boys want to say that.
Let's have a look. Who's still here? We've got Layla Devine is still there.
Yep, Jonathan's still
Yeah, I'm with you. This is probably the funnest Rumble I've ever seen.
Yep, we got Craven.
Just so many nostalgia, so many.
Oh, this is funny.
Oh my God.
He hit the floor so hard. I was like, "Get the medic now!"
What was it? Good stuff on the thud, or it's just like
just a thud? He hit it so hard, and then he walked backstage. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm fine."
Man, Heritor looks like he's hurt.
Who we got now? I can't remember. What number are we up to?
I think 28 now. Yeah, 28. James Hartness.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, mate, the king of the emos. Bitter and then some. He is obviously, as you would have met at Dream 3. He's a beast of a man, that's for sure.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, mate. I was standing right next to him for a good 20 minutes, and oh god, I was very intimidated.
I like him a lot because he's also between me and him, we both like Port Adelaide Footy Club. So he's good in my book.
Who do you guys go for?
Port Adelaide.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
They're my second team, so like I'll allow it.
Hang on, Johnny. Who are you?
I'm a Bombers fan, mate.
I'm not going to have you guys on the show ever again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a Geelong supporter, and along with my boys, BC.
You know what though? When they won the grand final last year, I was cheering them very hard.
I wasn't cheering in 2007. I think I was about half a carton deep in Woodstock by half time.
In saying that, the last probably 5-6 years, I've watched one AFL game a year. It's been the grand final, just because I haven't had time to watch the other games.
Well, let's be honest, it has not been that great in the last 10 years of footy.
So Riley Parker, wasn't his debut, but he'd been around for about a year and a bit now. He is the Explosive Pro Wrestling School of Pro Wrestling's professionalism committee president. It's a long bloody title, but he
write that down.
He calls himself the next big talent. But as you can see here, it's not so true.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Now the next guy that comes out.
All right, I'm gonna add that to her, so she's number 5. Eliminated 5 people.
5 or 6, I think, at the moment. Yeah.
No, we got 5. We got 5 on the counter.
The fun stuff about Rumbles, though, is it's like, was there another one? There probably could have been, but there's that much shit happening right now.
Great show by Doze. Well done, Dozer.
So the next guy you'll see at Wrestle Rampage very soon.
Intermission.
Here we go.
Excellent. We have the person. Jesse, I know who that is somewhat. Another one that I've seen the name pop up on the socials.
Yeah, so he's going to be wrestling at Wrestle Rampage at the end of this month.
I thought he was about to run into that ball.
So I told him, I said, look, dude, I'm going to give you number 30. I want you to come out and going, yes, I'm number 30. Celebrate like you've just won the Rumble. Like, yes, I'm number 30. I'm also happy. I'm also excited. You know, I've got the best spot, everything else. And then.
Oh, God. You're about to die, kid.
What's he doing? I love it. Jesse Lambert is wearing the TNDK gear there. Like, he thinks he's a member.
Oh, I think he's part of the crew.
That's giving me vibes of when Dolph Ziggler.
Santino?
No, Dolph Ziggler. His very
Dolph
first
Ziggler.
Rumble. Remember when he was doing the "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler"?
Yeah.
And he comes in and he shakes Kane's hand. And he's like, "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler." And Kane shakes his hand and then just like launches him. I just almost punched my mic. Holy shit. I've had too much caffeine today, so I'm really sorry. My ADHD is even worse than usual.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I think this is the one.
Do we count that as elimination for Layla?
Everybody watch this.
She pulled the rope down.
Watch this. Watch this. Handshake, handshake. No.
Both of them are foes.
Left, right, and center tonight.
I mean, in fairness, if she had a shake in her hand, she was probably going to suck a punch her anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what popped me. I was just like, the sass.
I should know she done it to me in the back earlier.
Craven just getting pulverized in the corner.
And Tomo's smart. Tomo's just slid in and out of the ring the whole match.
Can confirm that's a sound strategy. Made it to the final 4 of a Rumble doing that once, and then got destroyed.
All right. Number 7.
Number 7. Magic number 7.
What's the record for Rumble eliminations?
I mean, it depends. Like, are we talking like all time, like in certain companies?
No,
or...
let's go with WWE. It's like what, 13 or something?
13.
By the way, Layla is now dead.
Oh,
And she's gone after 7 eliminations.
but she got 7 eliminations. That's
WWE,
their
it's,
effort.
it's tied with 13 because Brock and Braun both have it. However, Brock's was in traditional Rumble matches, whereas Braun's was in the
You
the
know,
big.
that 40-man or 50-man or whatever it was.
And the highlight of that was Titus O'Neil World Slide. Thank God the fucking electrical boards went on the ring.
Partners. Zenith is still in.
Oh, final 5.
The Australian sensation.
And
Craven.
listen, that crowd is right behind Delhi Doug
We
Singh.
got our mate.
Yeah, Delhi got the biggest pop, I reckon.
Oh, he's freaking awesome.
Tomo's like, yep, I'm just going to take a breather again. You're right, fellas. It's all good.
Yeah, I think this is where he goes to grab the oranges. Yep, there he goes.
See, you say that there's not much like story to it. Like, I get what you mean storyline wise, but the wrestlers are very smart because they're picking people that they do have history with, and the commentators are.
Well, that's why I kind of booked it as well that way, because I wanted like the final 5. I was like, cool, I've got literally 2 heels and 3 faces, and I can put the 2 faces that had a rivalry together, squaring off on each other.
What's going on here?
There's Craven's going for that patent Swanton bomb.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh,
I don't want to. He'll probably hate me for killing the illusion, but can confirm this is the softest Swanton bomb I've ever taken. I wasn't meant to do it. They was meant to pull me out. They didn't pull me out in time. So Craven's gone, I'm already up here, so it. After the match where I've been eliminated, I came back out and I turned. And yeah, it was beautiful. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, thank you. I thought he was going to, like, he's like, I'm watching him up top and I'm like, I'm about to die. And then he just come down and took care of me. And I was just like, thank you.
So there was
Canadian.
just quickly. Layla was still lying down on the outside while this was happening, so we got some extra people to come out.
yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, she's not really moving at all.
Was she all right? What happened?
Oh no, she was fine. She walked backstage. She's like, no, I was just selling. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Elevated flatliner, beautiful.
I used to do that as well, actually.
What did the whole CM Punk pretend you're dead and just wait till everyone leaves?
No, the jumping flatliner.
Okay, fair enough.
I was doing the Shelton Benjamin Pater, but I don't know. What with the fact that I was a bit healthy, my ass kind of patted me. I don't know how it'd go these days.
Well, I've now inherited the Roxy Ryot finisher, the gunslinger. The old drop a slut.
Hashtag drop a slut, now known as Forever Roxy.
Yeah.
Go listen to a King Reborn called In Conversation.
Bang bang! What a plug.
Cheeky plug.
Oh, dude, she's super kicking everyone.
So at that point, I was very close to calling an audible and just saying, no, Delhi's winning. But as soon as I was about to do it, he got eliminated. I'm like, well.
30 men and women entered.
He's sitting there and he's just like ready to cross it out on the fucking match sheet. He's like, damn it.
You got to know that Hartness and Thompson are going to do all they can to double team Craven. Craven is the favourite in this one.
I gotta say, though,
I'm really digging Hartness though.
Oh, he's freaking amazing, man. Have you watched Dream yet?
he's probably the freshest.
Well, he's had
Like
the
that was
I'm like right before the ICW shows. I need to catch up. The more I want to catch up, the more content comes out for. Oh, beautiful power driver.
You know what we should probably do?
If you thought that power driver was good, the last show Vendetta, if you go search James Hartness's socials, you'll see he hits one of the deadliest pile drivers I've ever seen. He literally gets his opponent up, but instead of straight, he kind of like bends him back over and then rolls him back down and still hits the pile driver.
Oh
it's
my
deadly.
god, that just sounds terrifying.
You know, between the amount of content that like DMDU have had since then, and now MXW cheap plug again, they're actually on IWTV now. It used to be Patreon only, but you should still subscribe to the Patreon for all the behind the scenes stuff. But
100%.
I've been asked by management to keep plugging the IWTV since I guess I am technically still part of the family. But yeah, they're on there, so it's just like I need to, because I'm meant to be doing reviews of their shows for the pod as well to kind of counter. Exist or whatever, like co-promote, but ADHD health.
Oh, you sick! You sick!
Like, as someone that has eye problems, I'm like, that hurts bad enough. But I'm like,
wait, who's it?
break it down, dude. And
Like the way it sounded.
So
It sounded
this is the story, right? So Tomo has had a rivalry with a certain man, who was put on the shelf, and Tomo would make fun of him all the time. And also Craven, had never ever shared the ring with this man who's about to come out, and in their whole career, and so this was a huge moment for him as well too.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, John, did you not listen to my episode with Craven?
I'm listening to half the episode. Yeah, and ADHD and health, I just get sidetracked.
I was like, I know the story.
Low bridge. Craven's won it. Craven has won the Roxy Rumble.
I've never seen like his entrance video before, so I'm like, who is this? And then
It's so bloody long.
okay, cool. Well, there you go.
He comes out to a carnival song.
Because I saw like obviously all the results and stuff on socials the night of, and I saw that Craven had won, but I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, so Craven was, it's like, he told me, he's like, dude, you're making, like, when I told him and said, this is my plan for the end of the Rumble, he literally almost cried, just purely because he's like, I'd never, ever shared the ring with Davis Storm. I've been in the same circles, but I've never actually been in ring with him in any way, shape, or form, and this is making a dream of mine come true. I never thought I'd ever get to do it, and yeah, he was over the moon. So I was really, really happy and stoked that I was able to do that for him. A lot of the people on the show actually were over the moon. The fact that they had that opportunity to be out in front of the ground, pay respects to Roxy, and just be a part of it. So whilst I look at that show like as an audition to be a booker, I also just I love the fact that everything that happened there was just, it was so good for wrestling.
But like, you know, both of those dudes' health pending, you know, if you do a Roxy Ryot Memorial Tour or whatever, like that's your main event right there. David Storm versus Craven.
Are we booking Roxy Forever Roxy 2 right now? Because I think that's a good idea, John. You know,
I've had
come on somewhere, just give me Craven and David Storm and I'll be happy.
I've had some conversations. On what next year will look like, and if I can organize things financially, then I would be more than happy to do another Roxy show. But I've also been in talks about potentially introducing a Roxy Ryot medal, and that would be put on a show, and a Rumble would be had, and the winner of that Roxy Ryot medal would then be able to cash it in for a championship at some point. So there have been conversations and talks about that, but if I had the money, yeah, I'd be doing it in a heartbeat again, because I just absolutely love everything about it. And I raised over $7,000 for charity too, which was huge.
Yeah, no, that's really fantastic.
Hated it leaving my bank account because I liked it being in my bank account.
I
still did the right thing.
It's all theoretical, but like, you know, even if it's not like every year, it's like every second year or whatever. Could you imagine, like, though, on a certain basis, it's like, here's $7,000, if not more, going to that charity.
Yeah,
regular or semi-regular basis, and then everyone has an amazing night. Top of that,
the hardest part as well was the fact that obviously, so to give you a breakdown of how that show kind of looked, the venue was about $1,200 plus, but it included a $500 bomb, so that was fine. And that's where SHWA used to do
for a venue though, like especially after COVID, a lot of hours have gone up ridiculously, and then probably half the size of that. So
that price wasn't too bad. I mean, and obviously all the wrestlers on the show donated their time, so there was no pay for them. Anyone that helped, but the venue and the lighting to put the show together was what cost the most. I'd be able to borrow a ring, I'd be able to borrow any production stuff, so that's easy. I think I spent the most on Well, I mean, it's getting the interstaters over, because if I'm going to do a Roxy show, I'd love to do with just Perth-based talent, but it's bigger than that, I feel, for me. So I'd love to have, like, okay, for example, my namesake counterpart from New South Wales, Kingsley. I'd love to have her here. I'd love to have Delta. I'd love to have the Velocities. I'd love to have Bobby Bishop and Lucille Brawl. Just people coming over, coming together for a good cause, raising awareness for meningitis, but also just creating some really cool moments and some cool stories just to come out of that. So the hardest part is obviously convincing them, because it's on their back, it's on their dime. And that would be really, really hard to try and organize. So look, if I could do it again and it'd be like an annual thing, then I'd look at, August of next year. But like I said, I'd either need to find the finances to do it, because currently right now that wouldn't happen. So the next best thing would be just introducing a medallion potentially. If someone wanted to run with it, I'd be more than happy to support that, because then her name's still out there too. So that's another obvious reason why I did it all.
We did like a similar thing with ICW Central West. The promoter's partner passed away, so he has the championship belt in her memory. And I'm the same. Like, if I had, I'd want to do something similar for my dad, because that was the only thing that really connected us, was like wrestling. But no, 100%. Like, especially where you guys are in Perth. Like, if you had have been in like Melbourne or Sydney or even Queensland, it'd probably be half the price to fly there compared to where you are. So it's like,
you know what? I would have probably booked. I would have booked so many people on that show, and it'd be everyone from.
You would have had your own 50-person greatest.
Oh man, it would be at least 50-person rumble and a 7-match card.
Oh man, oh god, I hate playing fantasy booker here, but I'd love to see a super show with a stellar 50 man rumble of everyone across the country.
You say Perth specifically, it sucks the circumstances, but it's good to see that all the people in Perth work together, but even just Australia. All the promotions in all the states, this person won't work with that person.
It's common everywhere. It's still happening here.
But seeing it still come together, though, for that cause, like, I love to see it. Love to see it. I know that I've dealt with people that work for companies, and they've told me flat out that even if I just do commentary for this company, I can't do commentary for that company. And to that, I'm just like, well, you, keep your money then. Because for me, it's all about peace of mind. And I'm going to
At the end of the day, like I said at the start, at the end of the day, it's about, we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to achieve the same goal, and that's entertaining the fans, but also, putting ourselves out there and performing is what we love to do. I think I told you, Johnny, the last time in our conversation, that, like, I don't know a wrestler who doesn't have some form of mental issue or mental condition. So that's helping us, and to work together and work anywhere, you're only going to get better. You're only going to learn from so many people. And Australian wrestling as a whole is like a massive tree of learning. Guys, we're lucky over here. We've got David Storm, we've got Damian Slater, Marcus Pitt, Michael Morleone, like those guys that have been around for so long and get it. Because obviously we had, Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste originate from EPW, originate from Perth, and now look at them now, like
Mikey Nichols was the name I was about to throw out myself.
Yeah,
listing those off.
Yeah, like Robbie Eagles, Madison Eagles, Jack Bonza, even Ricky South. Like Ricky South he came over for a show once, and I absolutely loved learning from him. And I was like, there's so many things and bits and pieces that he was doing that was it just blew my mind. I shared the ring with the artist formerly known as Matty Wahlberg. Like that, just all sorts of cool things and learning from people. That's what we're all trying to do. And it just shits me to tears that, there are people that are like, hey, we want to work with you. Yeah, I'd love to, but the company I'm with right now kind of ideally don't want me to. And I'm like, well, you're only damaging yourself really in the long run. You got to get out there and branch yourself out. Otherwise, it's pointless to me.
Well, speaking of the charity, what's the charity, and where can we give?
So it's the Meningitis Centre Australia. You literally go towards you just search that and donate, and the thing will come up. I did have my I did have my GoFundMe page, but that doesn't really need to be used anymore. We're okay now. It was huge. The amount of money that came through from that for just friends and family and even people I didn't know, just to throw some support behind us, was phenomenal. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, just I think the biggest thing that people can donate is donating their time towards keeping her memory alive, I guess, for me especially. If people are still talking about her, like Michelle Hasluck does it now still regularly. There's, even Rochelle Rogue. Some people still even wear the Roxy armbands wherever they go, sort of thing, when they're performing, and that's really touching. So donating to meningitis is really, really important. But I also feel keeping her name out there is something important to me as well too, because she was a rule, not a rule breaker, a barrier breaker. She was out at a time where intergender wrestling wasn't really well looked upon, and probably still isn't. But she broke down that barrier. She's like, I'm a big girl. I don't give a shit. I'm going to come out and I'm going to hit you just as hard as you hit me. Like, I don't care. I'm a wrestler. I'm not a female wrestler. I'm a wrestler. And that's what she got taught. And that's what drew me to her. And even though she scared the absolute out of me the first time I met her. But yeah, just, she was all about that, and she hated the same thing, people just being individuals. Like, we're not individuals. We're working together. We're doing things for the same reason. So this whole dick measuring contest doesn't need to happen.
100%.
So, but yeah, that's why I'm still trying to get back into the wrestling, still being a father of 5 and looking after them, and then just making sure that I can make an impact into wrestling again.
Firstly, before we end this episode of Reaction Wrestling Wednesdays, Jeremiah Kingsley, where can we find you on all your socials?
So I'm under JK Reborn on Instagram. Please follow me. I need more followers. I don't want to pay for them.
Don't we all?
No. Yeah. I'm on X, but I don't really use it very much. Facebook and Instagram are normally my ones. Heel Turn Pro, another one as well too. Heel Turn Productions on the YouTube. You'll find every single match from the Roxy show there. As well as on the social medias and the Instagram and the Facebooks as well. So I do a lot of work with, like I said, EPW and STW. I'm always open to working with anyone over East too. I'm still a rookie at it also, like some of the guys that are producing videos over there, tear me to shreds. I love PWA videos. So Video Boy Jax, he's a legend, and I'd love to learn from him. But in saying that, I'm always open, and I have different ideas and different styles. So I just made Craven's new entrance video as well too.
That's really awesome.
That's where you can find me. I won't give you my personal details because I'll ignore you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds, no pun intended, because that's what I used to be called, the future. And yeah, should be fun, and I'm looking forward to sharing the ring with a lot of cool people and making new friends. MXW, bring it on.
All right, well, John, where can we find Court and Conversation for all the people?
The best place for Court and Conversation is the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/@CICpod. It is also Instagram @Court and Conversation, one word. But as I always say, just go to sensational_LJ Instagram. That's where I'm most active. Click the link tree. It has everything. My pro wrestling tee store. There's actually a 10-day sale coming up, 20% off. Amazon wish list. I have @crossfire_graphics. I'm humble enough to know that I'm not the best in the country. However, cocky enough to realize that for a dude with one eye, I do a pretty fucking good job. So if you want match graphics and posters done on the cheap, because I have medical bills to pay.
It's an understatement, man.
Like, the bitch is stealing my job.
You can do the video side of stuff, and I'll.
I just can't wait for the new gimmick that you come out with. I'm John the Pirate.
100%, dude. I'm going to paint my one of my.
You could literally be a knockoff Steve the Pirate. It'd be fantastic.
I'm kind of a stealing Rocky Ramirez gimmick, but I have an actual reason for it. But one of my eye patches broke, and my wife did a makeshift job of fixing it. I've got a paint pen. I'm going to paint like the crosshair and all that shit on there. specifically just for wrestling, just because why not?
Why not? No, that I gotta admit, I think you look cool with the eye patch too. I think but you did allude to something that being Rocco Romero. I thought you were trying to be Rocco Romero when I first saw that eye patch on Instagram. I'm like, what?
No,
No,
unfortunately, it's not the show.
I instantly thought of Steve the Pirate because I watched way too many movies.
The funny thing is, one of my mates, shout out Nick Maltino, when I met his dad, that's my nickname for his dad is Steve the Pirate. And we're like, when we go to the wedding, I'm not going to have the eye patch anymore. He's going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm going to have to be like, I was Steve the Pirate. Now I have to think of a new name.
Yeah.
There's a pirate on our team?
Yeah, I'm John L. Crossfire.
How do you feel about the potential of the sequel that's apparently coming? Because I'm like, I'm both terrified that it's going to suck, but I'm also looking forward to it because of nostalgia reasons.
Oh,
What's
man.
There's a sequel coming to Dodgeball apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and enable those notifications to stay up to date whenever I post anything. If you can't wait for the next episode, make sure to check out the podcast. It is available wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure to check out Corner Conversation. It is also available wherever you get your podcasts, and it also features an amazing interview with Jeremiah Kingsley. So definitely check that out. And with that being said, rest in peace, Roxy Ryot. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.